Goddesses of Fate, the Three Sisters, Moirai. Hello? Today we'll explore the Moirai, the three sisters and goddesses of fate from ancient Greek mythology. These mystical figures controlled the lives and destinies of both mortals and gods, remaining beyond even Zeus's influence. Their depictions are rich with symbolism tied to the life cycle and the inevitability of fate. In this video, we'll delve into the origins of the Moirai, their roles and functions, and their significance in ancient Greek culture. Origins and role in cosmology. The Moirai hold a unique place in Greek mythology, with their origins tied to the earliest ideas of the cosmos and universal order. These three goddesses of fate embody the inevitability of life's journey, highlighting the principle that all beings, even gods, are subject to the fundamental laws of existence. Origins of the Moirai. The stories of the Moirai's origins vary depending on the source, with two main versions. One, daughters of Nyx, goddess of night. According to Hesiod's Theogony, the Moirai were the daughters of Nyx, the primordial force personifying the night. In Greek mythology, Nyx is often associated with mysterious and primal powers such as death, sleep, and retribution. As Nyx's daughters, the Moirai represented an ancient cosmic order that predated even the Olympian gods, emphasizing their timelessness and supreme authority over all. 2. Daughters of Zeus and Themis. In a later tradition, the Moirai are depicted as the children of Zeus, the king of the gusts, and Themis, the goddess of justice and order. From their mother, they inherited the role of guardians of cosmic harmony. Yet, despite their connection to Zeus, the Moirai remained independent of his will, underscoring fate's supremacy over even the most powerful divine ruler. Both versions of their origins illustrate their close connection to the primordial order of the world and the laws governing all existence. Role of the Moirai in cosmology. The Moirai were not merely goddesses of fate. They personified the concept of cosmic order. Their functions encompassed governing the life cycles of all beings, including the gods themselves. 1. Independence from Zeus myths emphasize that the Moirai were not subordinate to Zeus, despite his supreme power. While Zeus could influence or attempt to alter individual fates, even he was bound by the limits set by the Moirai. This highlights that even the Olympians were subject to the fundamental laws of the universe. 2. Control over life and death. Each Moira was responsible for a specific stage of life's journey. Clotho spun the thread of life, initiating existence. Lachesis measured the thread, determining the course of life. Atropos cut the thread, symbolizing the inevitability of death. These actions illustrate their control over every aspect of existence, from birth to the end. 3. Harmony and order. In Greek cosmology, the Moirai embodied the balance between chaos and order. They ensured that every event, from chance occurrences to final outcomes, fit into a grand design woven into the structure of the cosmos. 4. Moirai and natural laws. Ancient Greeks believed that the Moirai governed not just fate, but also adhered to natural laws. Their power symbolized a universal order where every event had its place and meaning. Birth and death were seen not as random occurrences, but as inevitable stages in the great cycle of life, role in human life. For the Greeks, the Moirai were an inextricable part of daily life. Each person was believed to be born with a thread of fate determined by the Moirai. This thread encompassed not only major life events, but also the small details that ultimately shaped one's journey. While human actions could influence the quality of life, the ultimate outcome remained unchanged. The role of each of the three Moirai. The Moirai, or Fates, are three goddesses of destiny, each playing a unique role in the cycle of life. Together, they control the thread of human life from its beginning as to its end, embodying the philosophical idea of fate's inevitability. Let's examine each of them in detail. Clotho, the spinner. Clotho is the youngest of the sisters and the one who begins the process of weaving fate. Her name means to spin. Or role and symbolism. Clotho is responsible for the beginning of life. She spins the thread of destiny, symbolizing the start of a soul's existence. Her attribute is the spindle, which she uses to form the thread of life. This act represents birth and the start of a unique journey for every individual. Appearance and function. In myths, Clotho is often depicted as a young woman holding a spindle or distaff. She is focused on creating the thread, which, despite its fragility, defines the course of life. Sometimes she is described as present at the moment of birth, symbolizing the connection between the spiritual and physical realms. Philosophical meaning. Clotho's image emphasizes the beginning of all existence. She reminds us that birth is the first step on a path filled with potential, yet limited by the length of the thread measured by Lachesis. Lachesis, the measurer. Lachesis, the second sister, whose name translates to the allotter or the apportioner, determines the course of life and its key events. Role and symbolism. Lachesis measures the length of the thread, deciding the duration and nature of each life. She determines how long one will live and what joys, challenges, and tragedies will be part of their journey. Appearance and function. In art and myth, Lachesis is often shown with a staff to point to the thread of destiny, or with a measuring rod, symbolizing the precision with which she measures life's length. She is often depicted as a serious woman focused on her duties, reflecting the gravity of her role. Philosophical meaning. Lachesis highlights that life is a blend of predetermination and randomness. While life's key moments are preordained, individuals have the freedom to shape their experiences within these limits. Nonetheless, the overarching direction remains under Lachesis's control. Atropos, the inflexible. Atropos, the eldest and most formidable of the sisters, is known as the inevitable or the unyielding. Role and symbolism. Atropos concludes life by cutting the thread of destiny. She symbolizes death and the inevitability of life's end. Her attribute is the shears, which she uses to sever the thread, signifying the finality of her decisions. Gauge appearance and function. Atropos is portrayed as a stern and focused woman, often in dark robes, emphasizing her connection to life's conclusion. She is typically shown holding scissors or a sword, representing her authority over death. Atropos is unyielding, and her actions are absolute and irreversible. Philosophical meaning. Atropos reminds us that life is finite. Her image encourages acceptance of death as a natural part of existence and highlights the importance of cherishing every moment. She also embodies inevitability, showing that fate always completes its cycle without exception. Collaborative work of the Moirai. Although each Moira has her own unique role, their work is interconnected. Clotho begins the process by spinning the thread of destiny. Lachesis determines the path of life. Atropos concludes it by cutting the thread. Their actions underscore the cyclical nature of life and the inevitability of change. They remind us that every human life is not only a series of events, but also part of a greater cosmic order beyond even the gods' control. Symbolism of the Moirai. The Moirai are rich with symbolism tied to fate and life's transience. The thread of fate. The thread is their primary symbol, representing life as a delicate and fragile connection to the world. The thread emphasizes predestination. Humans are bound to a fate that cannot be altered. At the same time, it symbolizes life's energy, lasting until Atropos cuts it. The spindle and distaff. Clotho's spindle signifies the beginning of life. Spinning the thread reflects the creation process that starts at birth and continues throughout life. Lachesis's measuring rod. This tool symbolizes precision and order. Lachesis not only measures life's span, but also ensures that everyone has a place and time set by cosmic law. Atropos's shears. Atropos's scissors or sword represent the end. Her actions demonstrate the inevitability of death, which comes to all. These attributes also highlight the finality of her role. Once the thread is cut, there is no turning back. The color, black. The Moirai, particularly Atropos, are often depicted in black robes. Black symbolizes mystery, depth, and death, highlighting their association with finality and transformation. The Moirai in art and literature. In myths and works of ancient Greek literature, the Moirai are often portrayed as stern and impartial figures whose actions cannot be challenged. For example, Hesiod in Theogony describes them as all-knowing goddesses whose influence extends over everyone, even the gods. In the tragedies of Aeschylus and Sophocles, the Moirai symbolize the inevitability of fate for the characters, highlighting the dramatic conflict between human will and predestination. In visual art, the Moirai are typically depicted at work, holding a spindle, thread, or scissors, emphasizing their relentless labor in controlling destiny. Philosophical interpretation. The Moirai are not just mythological figures, but also embody a profound philosophical concept. Predestination and free will. The ancient Greeks believed that while fate is unavoidable, humans still possess the freedom to act within the framework of their allotted thread. The Moirai serve as a reminder to accept one's destiny while living with dignity and purpose. The value of time. The imagery of the Moirai encourages us to recognize the finite nature of life and to cherish each moment, as the thread of fate is not infinite. Conclusion. The Moirai are ancient goddesses representing the idea of fate and universal order. They remind us that every life is unique but bound by limits. The images of Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos teach us to embrace the inevitability of life's end and the importance of living meaningfully. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Share your thoughts on fate in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to learn more about ancient Greek mythology. See you in the next video.